Valentine's Day night. I hope you had a good day. I hope your week is going well. And I'm hoping that you're spending this holiday outside of watching this video, but enjoying it with people that you actually love, whether that is your partner, romantically speaking, whether it is your children, your pets, or whatever. And I just want to let you guys know I have allergies. They have been kicking my butt all week, and today they're still kicking my butt. So I may or may not sneeze, and I do have the sniffles. So if you don't like that, feel free to just turn the whole video off. Outside of that, I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I wrote it down, 10 signs he's not worth your time. Since love is in the air, everyone, of course, isn't all wrapped up in love. Not everyone who watches my videos is in a relationship. Some are not dating. Some are in a relationship. I get all kinds of people that watch my videos. So I wanted to come on here and let you ladies know that these are 10 reasons why he should never be your guy. The first one is my favorite, because it's very important that when you're dating and you're out here in these streets, whether you're new to dating, getting out of a long-term relationship, only having one boyfriend, only really going after guys who don't go after you because it's not reciprocated, I want you to know the emotionally unavailable guy is the last guy on the list to even look at. Like, matter of fact, don't even look at him, because you might just turn into dust if you look at him. Emotionally unavailable guys are the worst, in my opinion, because there is nothing to them. Have you ever just looked at a brick on a wall? Think of that as the emotionally unavailable dude. What do bricks do? They just sit there. They don't have no feelings. They don't have no emotions. They just a brick. So when you're dating and you're thinking and considering about engaging with this guy, talking to this guy, and it's like, what's up with him? I can't get a rise out of him. I don't know if he likes me. He seems funny, but he doesn't really laugh. It's just like his emotions are all bottled up. And I'm not here to try to pop that bottle like a bottle of champagne. Don't even invest any kind of time or energy into a dude when you recognize and realize that he's emotionally unavailable, because if you do, you will be signing up to waste your own time. So if you're tuning in, I'm going over 10 different types, 10 different characteristics in a guy that you just don't want and you need to stay away from. So if he's showing up being emotionally unavailable, that's the first one, then you definitely want to stay away. Oh, another thing, I'm going to be posting these 10 things because I have them written down here. I know they're backwards when you see it there, it's in reverse, but I'm going to post it on my story. So after this video, if you come in at the tail end, if you miss it, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to post the 10 characteristics of a guy that is going to waste your time in my story on TikTok. I might even do it on a reel on YouTube now that I think about it. I might actually do it there too. So if you're not on my YouTube, go ahead. Link is in my bio. Number 2, the second sign he's not worth your time is he's ever changing. What that means is, what is his job like? Is he a master of all things and a jack of nothing? I think that's how it goes. No, is he a jack of all trades but a master of nothing? Sometimes when you date a person, they can be really good in a certain field. Maybe they're good in technology. Maybe they're good with drawing and being artsy. Maybe they're good with speaking and doing motivational speakings. Whatever it is, we all have something that we're good at. However, with him, he's always all over the place. He tends to jump from one career, one job, one hustle to the next. It's like, dude, you're going to have to get on some solid ground at some point. Now, I understand if you're like figuring it out in your 20s and you're college aged and you're getting out of school, you just graduated. That's a different story. But I'm talking about people who are late 20s, early 30s, mid, and you just don't have an idea of what you're doing. And you have to be mindful of that. Specifically, if you know what your goals are, you know what you're trying to accomplish in this life, and you know that you want to be stable, financially stable, you want to definitely inquire about what he actually loves to do and what his plan is. Because things happen. People could lose their jobs in their 40s and then maybe job hop around a little bit. That's a different scenario. He was solid on solid ground at a job. That career got snatched from up under him. He got laid off. The business closed down. Whatever the case may be, that's a different situation. No, I'm talking about if this dude has a previous pattern of jumping around and a current pattern of, if my boss don't like me, I'm going to quit. Or I don't feel like going in today. You got to ask him and inquire. How long has he been on his job? Does he enjoy it? What he appreciates about it? What he ultimately wants to do? Would he like to retire from that? These are questions you want to ask. And a lot of people are like, why does it even matter as long as he's working? Well, it does matter. If you get into a relationship with him and y'all done got a mortgage and y'all got a new baby and this dude is job hopping and then he goes months and months without a job, you know, think of the big picture. That's the thing, ladies. When you're dating and you're dating with the intention to be with a partner long term, you have to think of the big picture. And a lot of us women, we think about right here, right now. Oh, he look good. Oh, he's 6 foot. Oh, he got on great sweatpants. And it's like, that's not going to do nothing for you long term. So think about the end game, not about if you in the game right now and if he going to sack you. Do better. All right. And speaking of ever changing when it comes to job, thinking about this also applies to his personality. Who is he from day to day? Is he 10 different people? Is he super cool and laid back one day and then the next day he's shut off? You don't really know what's going on. He's giving you one answer words. And then on another day, he's hyped up and he's super goofy and he's super fun. Does his personality change from one day to the next? That's ever changing. Because if it is, we need to inquire about what's going on. Does he have super high and low lows? Is he shut off angry? Is he sad all the time? Is he irritated? Is he super annoyed just by people in life? You want to find out about this dude, because what is that? Not only is he emotionally unavailable, but he perhaps could be emotionally unstable. And we want to keep an eye on that, because that is not good. So that was number 2. He's ever changing. Number 3, I'm talking about 10 signs he's not worth your time when you're dating. Number 3, excuse the sniffles. I have allergies and they're kicking my butt. Number 3, he gives you false hope and promises when you're dating. False hope is when he meets you. Oh gosh, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at your eyes and ruby red lips, your hair. Oh my gosh, I will just take care of you. How are you single? How long you been single? Why dude ain't wiped you up? Girl, I will roll out the red carpet for you. I will wine you and dine you and rub your feet and drink your bath water. Dude, quit selling the wolf tickets. You ain't selling them but a roll of wolf tickets that are unnecessary. When he's buttering you up like that, like you gotta question his motives. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I know I look good, but dude, like, get a grip here. And you have to really have that conversation with yourself, ladies, and quit being gullible, because he's selling all these dreams. He's giving you false hope of who he is and how he's going to treat you. And he's also, when you're dating, he's giving you promises of, oh yeah, well, in 6 months, I'm going to introduce you to my mother. It's going to be about ready for us to tie the knot. You know, in a year, you know, we're going to get that house. We're going to have that dog and that white picket fence. He's literally creating these fairy tales, and it's BS. And you have to call out BS when BS comes tapping at your door, versus being gullible and thinking, oh, he thinks I'm special. No, he thinks you're an idiot. And that's just the bottom line. So we getting right down to the nitty gritty today, guys. I am stuffy. It's Valentine's Day. I'm trying to get y'all a quick video in so y'all can get on with y'all doing. And so I can get on with what I'm doing. All right. So that was number 3. Number 4, when we're talking about 10 signs he's not worth your time. Woo, this is one. I got a story on this one too. He cancels last minute when you're going on a date and the plan is set, and or he asks you out last minute. Now, the whole asking you out last minute, I covered that on my last video. Ladies, number 1, don't let a dude ask you out via text message. And number 2, don't let no dude last minute you. Like, what do you think this is? You're not about to call me up on Valentine's Day and say, can we go out on Valentine's night? No, we absolutely cannot. He needs to have a plan for you versus you being his backup plan or you being something to do after something else fell through. So think about that. And then the other one is cancels last minute. Hold on, guys. I got to get some tissue. And I'm not pausing this video. Just hold on. All right. I'm back. I'm sorry. These allergies, y'all, I'm trying to work through it. All right. So the other one is cancels last minute. That means, and I got a story for this one. So years ago, there was this guy that I had the hearts in my eyes. All right, if you don't know what the hearts in your eyes are, it's when you see a guy, you like the guy, everything he got going on, he's aesthetically pleasing. He is your type. You can't get enough of just looking at him. He ain't got to say a word. You're in there. That means the hearts are coming out of your eyes. That means you are infatuated. I haven't been infatuated since this guy. He was the nail in that dumbass coffin of mine. I cussed. I'm sorry. But he was a nail in the coffin years ago. And he had planned a date with me. We didn't date often. And what I mean by that, our dates was him coming over. I gotta sneeze. Him coming over to my apartment at the time. And we would just sit and watch TV. I have to sneeze. Excuse me. I would sit and watch TV. So anyway, he was like, let's go. I think we're supposed to go get ice cream or something. It was like in the summer. He was like, let's go get some ice cream. And I was like, all right. He had made a plan to do it. I was excited about it because I was infatuated with him. And he knew it. And he was playing on that. And so the day of, we literally are to go out like a couple hours later. He texted me and he said, I'm not going to be able to go. I don't remember his excuse, but something came up. I don't think we ever went out on the other date outside of that, because we had been on 2 actual dates outside of the house, and they were few far and in between. It was only because I would bring it up, because he didn't want to take me out in public. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to invest in that kind of date, because I was gullible enough and I was desperate enough and I was just so thirsty for his time that I would just let him come over to the house, and that would be that. And no, we did not ever do the do. Before y'all even get into that, we didn't Netflix and chill ever to this day. And we wouldn't, because no, sir, I was stupid, but I wasn't that dumb. So kudos to me. So when it comes to that, he's making a plan for you. He's planning on the date. He cancels the date last minute, or he acts like he can just pick up the phone and call you because you're just sitting around waiting on him. Don't let no dude play you like that. Don't let no dude not have an actual plan for you to where he can say, on Wednesday, we're going to do this. And Wednesday is in 3 days. Don't be that day up girl. And don't allow a dude to ask you out via text message. All right? So that's number 4. Number 5 on 10 signs he's not worth your time is he leaves you wondering what y'all are doing. It's so many women who are in these groups that I'm in on Facebook, and just women that I talk to and my clients, they're like, well, what are we doing? Well, what are we doing? And I've learned that if you have to ask what you're doing, that you're not doing anything. Because last time I checked, a dude is going to be very vocal about what he wants. And he's going to be very vocal about if he likes you, how he feels about you, if you're being annoying, if you're not. And by vocal, that can mean he can give you the silent treatment. That's a form of manipulation. And or he can outright show you his actions. Majority of the time, a lot of these men's actions are through their actions, what they're doing, how they're treating you, versus coming out and talking. Us women, we like to talk. But men, for the most part, they'll show you with their actions and how they treat you. And that will let you know, A, I'm a priority, or B, I'm confused AF. And if you're confused AF about what you're doing, you're not doing anything. And that's the one time I want you to make that assumption. If you get to this point when you're dating someone and you're just like, your girl asks you, well, how are you and John doing? And you're just like, I don't know, girl. And she gonna be like, well, it's been like 6 months. What do you mean you don't know? Are you not exclusive? And then your response is, if that what I just did was your response, then that is a red flag. Don't ever have a dude drag the thing out when you know you're in dating with the intention to get in a relationship. Don't ever let him drag it out to where A, you're confused, B, you're pondering about what you're doing, and C, he ain't showing you his actions, orally coming out of his mouth about what he wants to do with you, and hasn't even actually came up with the conversation about what y'all doing. These are all telltale signs, and they're really clear and they're really concise. But women, not all, a lot of women just want to give these guys all this opportunity and space to waste your time. And I'm telling you, for what? Why are you signing up to waste your own time? And number 6, when we're talking about guys to stay away from, the text master. The text master is the guy who gets on the phone. He starts first thing in the morning. He has this gaggle of women that he texts, good morning, beautiful. That is so annoying. I haven't had a guy text me that. The last one who did was a year ago. And I think I told him, like, don't text me that, dude. Like, that, it's so cringe when I get a good morning, beautiful text. I used to get them almost a decade ago, and I was just so green, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so beautiful. He loves me. He doesn't, girl. He just want to screw. But I was just so sillified, and I'm going to say sillified. I was sillified to where I just was really believing that, oh, he thinks I'm so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Not saying I'm ugly. I'm just saying, come on, read between the lines. And what he's sending you, if it seems repetitive or if it's like a GM, and then when they don't spell it out, they just put GM or GN for good night. Beautiful baby, did you miss me? Like, dude, get off this phone. If all y'all doing is texting, he gonna text your button to an early grave. Do not let that dude do that. You need to require him to pick up that phone and talk to you. And how you do that is in the beginning, literally right in the beginning, when you're first talking in the first conversation. What kind of communicator are you? How do you like to communicate? Do you prefer to text or do you prefer to talk on the phone? He needs to give you a direct answer. There does not need to be, well, whatever, I can do both. No, sir. What do you prefer? And then you can let him know, I prefer to talk on the phone at least 1 to 2 times a day. Of course, if we're at work, sure, let's text. But I prefer to have a minimum of 1 conversation a day with the guy who is saying he wants to date me and pursue me. That's the energy you need to be on. And if he gets offended by that or says, oh, I don't really like talking on the phone, I can't stand talking on the phone, then guess what? He ain't going to be talking to you at all. And that's how you got to put your foot down. And that is your boundary. Let me take a drink. I'm so stuffy. I'm trying to move through this video as quick as I can, y'all, because my nose, I'm going to step to the side. My nose is stuffy and I have pills to take, but I can only take them at bedtime. And it's not bedtime, it's party time. All right. So that's, oh, and if you like this video, feel free to heart this video. I appreciate you guys. All right. And so text master. So number 7, we're moving to number 7 when we're talking about 10 signs he's not worth your time. Number 7 is he's vague. Hold on. He's vague and broad in his answers. Now, what does this look like? This looks like when you ask him a simple question, because these fools who have these hidden agendas, who aren't coming in with clean intentions, they will go around an answer like Charlie Brown is running at the baseball field. And what I mean by that, when you can ask a simple question like, how long have you been single? And he says, oh, it's been a minute. Like what, 60 seconds ago? Because that's when you got to just be silly. So 60 seconds ago, before you had this conversation with me, you was in a relationship. Like, you got to come to him with that kind of energy. I'm getting some roses. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. I don't know that I ever really received roses before. I don't even know what that means when I receive a rose. But thank you, Lee. I appreciate it. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute. If he's not giving you a direct answer, excuse me, a direct answer, then one has to question, is he hiding something? Because if you have nothing to hide, if you're an open book, if you're dating with the intention to get to know me, get to know you, she, her, they, them, then he will say, you know what? I've been single for the last 7 months. And then you say, well, why do you think you guys broke up? Because everybody ain't cheating. Everybody ain't being bad people. Some people break up because maybe their job moved them to a different state. Some people break up because maybe they had to get shipped off in the Air Force and they not married and they just started dating. And so he got to go over to Ireland. Anybody can break up for any reason outside of cheating and lying. So keep that in mind. And so when he's answering these questions, these are questions, appropriate questions. You're not asking him his blood type. You're not asking him for his address to his mama's house. You're literally just asking him degular questions. And if his answers are broad and vague, you have to then keep in mind that if I'm asking him these little simple questions right now, when we're dating 7 months later, what is that going to look like? when I have to get a real answer to something, like what, in which those are real answers because those are real questions. But I mean harder questions. What is that going to look like? Is he going to deflect, omit, avoid? Like, why would you even want to consider dating someone like that who is pursuing you according to them? They step to you, but he can't even answer a simple question as to how long he been single, ready to mingle. Make it make sense. All right. So number 8, we got 10 total. So number 8, and the 10 signs he's not worth your time is his actions and his words aren't aligned. They ain't matching. The math ain't mathing. You know, when you was a kid, when I was a kid, I used to play, I don't remember what it's called, but you laid all the cards out. They have a picture of a sock. Then you turn over another picture and it's a balloon. Well, that don't match. Got to turn it back over. And you'll do it till you get all the matches. It's a game you can play by yourself. I was a kid by myself almost 10 years before my sister came into the world. And so I've done a lot of things. So that was one of the things that I did. And so when we're talking about matching, what is coming out of his mouth needs to be like the sock. What he's coming out is like the sock and the balloon. His balloons are his action. What's coming out of his mouth is a sock. Then we got a problem. We got to make sure if he's saying the sky is blue, that when he go outside and you go outside together, that sky is blue. Because what he's saying and what you're looking up at is the same thing. And a lot of dudes will just say anything. And I'm learning that about humans. Humans will just say anything. And if a dude feels like he can say anything to you and that you'll just believe whatever's coming out of his mouth, that means he thinks you're a fool. That means he thinks you're desperate. That means he thinks you're gullible. That means he thinks you're green. How do I know? How do I know, B. Wiley? I'm asking you, how do I know? How do you think I know this? I know this because I was all the things I just listed. And I'll tell y'all today, tomorrow, next week, I have been that girl who has been desperate. And there's no embarrassing, I'm not embarrassed about it because that's who I used to be. That's not who I am today. And that's why I'm telling you, you could be as gullible, as green as you want to be while watching this video right here, right now. But you don't have to stay there. You can evolve just like me. Ain't no way in heck I would be able to be a life coach and doing these videos because I started doing videos a decade ago. I started January of 2014, but I was still working through my ish. I was still green, gullible, thirsty. I didn't actually wake up until summer of 2017. So I started at 14, right? I didn't start life coaching. I started doing videos and quotes in 2014. So 15, 16, 17, 3.5 years later is when I pivoted until the Coach B. Wiley journey. And then in 2020, I started doing this for a living. I started taking money. I got my first client in May of 2020, and I actually just coached her the other day. She doesn't come to me every week. Of course not. That's crazy. But she was my first client, and I coached her for 9 months straight. Every week, 9 months. And if it wasn't every week, it was the longest we went was 2 weeks. And then she quit for a very long time. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for hearting my video. And then she didn't come for months and months. And you shouldn't. Because this is just a side note about a life coach. And I'm not a therapist. There's a difference. The thing about a life coach is you go and you're consistent. You can go every week, every other week. One client I had, she would come to me at 2 hours. She would pay for 2 hours every weekend, 2 hours. And then you can do it like that to speed up the process. But when you're doing this, it's an investment. And you'll go for what? 3 months. You can go as minimum, little as 3 months to 9 months. And then you go because you've applied the tools. So you live your life. And then a lot of my clients, they'll come and check back into me and just catch up. And then they'll need a little tweaking. And then I'll give them some tweaking. And then they can go a month, several months and come back. The thing is, being a life coach here, like I started in 20 and I'm doing it for a living. I get paid all the time. I book clients every week. This is what I do. And so that's how I can recognize the signs. That's how I can recognize vague and broad answers. Like that's not normal. It's not normal to be dating a guy that you're wanting to get to know and he's giving you crappy, stupid, insufficient answers. And it's on you, lady, that's watching this to say, you know what do you mean by that? And I don't know why we're so afraid. And this is just like a sidebar. And one of my, someone told me that they don't like it when I do sidebars. They don't like it. They were like, why don't you just get to the point? And I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to take that in because that's constructive criticism. Ponder tab. I said, action speaks volumes. He said, Remember, there's more than one action that speaks. Volume. Man, these dudes will say anything. One thing I've learned about guys, specifically guys that are on some BS who think they're the smartest ones in the room, when they talk, it just be sounding stupid. Like once you wisen up and you recognize BS for what it is, it's BS sitting on the floor. That's BS. That's not a hot dog. That's not what you eat on Super Bowl. That's not cheese dip. That's bullish. And bullish is not tasty and I don't want to eat it. So why are you trying to feed it to me, sir? Get that out of here. And that's how you have to look at it. And sometimes you don't have to even get angry about it. It's just sometimes you actually laugh at it. That's what I do now. I don't even get angry when I see someone, or if someone tried to come at me left, I'm gonna step to the side, because it's not even worth it. When you know who you are, and as you get stronger and smarter, there's no reason to get mad. Can it be annoying? Sure, it can be annoying, but don't waste time jumping out of character to get mad at a fool. Let a fool be a fool, and not with you, but with someone else. Okay? All right. So number 9, we're talking 10 signs he's not worth your time when dating. Number 9, when we're talking about dating, we're talking about SEXUAL subtext. SEXUAL subtext. What is subtext? Subtext is when someone says something, for example, if you saw me in the streets and you were like, how are you doing today? And I was just like, I'm good. How are you? My subtext is, get the F out my face and quit asking me questions. That's the subtext. So when he has a SEXUAL subtext, that means his undertone, it could be about anything. It somehow goes back to hooking up and getting jiggy with it. I use getting jiggy with it as another word, but it goes back to that. Have you ever dated a guy and somehow it always, all roads lead back to his junk? It's just like, dude, can we just have a conversation? I was talking about Family Guy and all of a sudden we're back. I was talking about getting my hair done. Then all of a sudden, oh, you want to pull it? I was just talking about, I was at the store looking at some ruby red lipsticks. Oh my gosh, you want to smear it? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? And so if you have that, then you need to go ahead and exit stage left, unless that's what you're looking for. If you're just looking to have a good time, that's on you. Do you? You're a grown person. You make your own decisions. However, if you know that you're looking to date with the intention to get more, then you don't want to entertain, engage, or even allow him to have time in your circle, in your bubble, if all he's talking about is that. We're about to get to the 10th one, guys. We haven't been on here that long. I tried to make it super quick due to my nose issues, my allergy issues, and I'm stuffy. All right, so number 10, this is the last one. And this will get you, girl. You don't want to get got, especially not on Valentine's Day. So it's called the 10th sign he's not worth your time. He's charming AF. Man, there are a lot of charming guys out here, and with their beards and their height, and what is the stereotypical thing women like? Beards, height. Some women like a guy who wears glasses. Of course, he looks nice, dressed nice, has nice teeth, and then he just charming. And like soon as he open his mouth, it's like Loretta on what's the I can't even think of it. Waiting to Exhale. You know Loretta, when she was sitting there and she was just in a trance because the man across the street was moving in and she was singing when he was ready to mingle. And so he talking and she just done faded into the background, child. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to be charmed out of your undies over a dude who ain't talking about nothing. So just be mindful of that. And the best way to not get charmed is to not put yourself in a position to get got. That means you don't ever do house calls. That's why I say I don't do house calls. I say that in my book. My book is right here. I'm writing a part 2 right now. This is my book. It's on Barnes & Noble and it's on Google Play. But that's my book. My name is Single Ready to Mingle. And I talk about that in my book. No house calls. You don't ever want to be going over to no dude's house. You don't know him and he don't know you. You need to watch some Crime Watch TV, and you will find out why don't nobody need to go in nobody's houses on the first few dates, because don't nobody know nobody. And we don't know who you know, and we don't know if he getting stalked, and we don't know if there's somebody in the bushes, somebody behind. I mean, you got to think the craziest stuff. So don't do house calls, and you won't be put in a position to be in positions. We don't want to do that. All right. So I think that was 10. I think I tried to run through them pretty fast. If you didn't catch it, if you're catching this video at the tail end of it, I just talked about 10 signs he's not worth your time. I'm going to put the list. Here's a list right here. But I'm going to put it in my stories and on YouTube. Link it in my bio. I'm going to upload this video tonight on my YouTube. Give me a few. Give me a few. I'm going to upload. I've been working all day, y'all. So just give me a few. I've been working through these allergies. It's annoying to say the least. So y'all pray that these allergies go away by tomorrow. But outside of that, if you want more dating and communicating videos and you're new to this channel, feel free to just scroll through my channel. There's plenty on Facebook. I'm always on here on TikTok most days of the week. YouTube, there are over 700 videos on my YouTube. That is free content. I push my free content because I'm not trying to push you to be my client. Now, if you want to be my client, feel free to be my client. But if you're going to be my client, then you need to feel free to invest in at least 4 sessions, not upfront. But I'm just saying, don't try to hire me to be a life coach to talk for one hour and think your problems are going to be solved. That doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to lose weight, you ain't going to lose weight on the first workout session. That don't make sense. So when you talk to me and you invest your time in me and I'm investing my time in you and you're paying me for a service, I'm then giving you what I got. And I expect for you to do your homework, and I expect to see results, and I expect to follow up, and I expect to see change. That is not going to happen in one session. However, if you're down for the get down and you want to talk to me, feel free. The link is in my bio. My mentor, life coach, B. Wiley. Go ahead and book your session with me and we can go from there. If you want to ask me a question about dating and communicating, go into my DMs. Ask me a quick question and I will answer it through a video, or I'll answer it in a response to you. Maybe you don't want it to be a video. I'll answer in response to the DM. And what else? I feel like I'm missing something. But outside of that, I'm here for you guys. I usually do quick videos. I've been doing more lives. I'll always let you know when the live is going up at least 5 minutes before. And I do believe that's it. If you're watching this and you're on Valentine's Day and you're single, like don't even trip. Like, what are you working on to become the best version of yourself? Me personally, I'm single, guys. I'm single and I'm ready to mingle. That's why I wrote the book. I'm single. Do guys approach me? Yes. Have they been the right ones? No. Because if it was, I wouldn't be single. And I'm not. And the ones who are approaching me, if you want to know, the ones who have been approaching me lately are 20-year-olds. I'll be 43 this year. I ain't going for no 20-year-olds because I ain't having your baby, sir. Bye. See, you just gotta keep it moving. And I don't even think twice about it. Why? Because I'm not desperate. Nor are you. So on this Valentine's Day, do something that makes you feel good. If you want to eat some candy, eat some candy. You want to eat a pizza, chicken wings. We were talking about chicken wings earlier. Eat a bowl of cereal, have some wine, a margarita, a glass of water, go work out, read a book, go play with your dog, bird, cat, whoever. Do whatever. Just don't be on the couch crying and don't be calling that dude who ghosted you. Like, don't even do that to yourself. Do something that's going to benefit you and make you feel good. If you want to go put some makeup on, go do that. I did that and I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to go right over to my couch. After this video, I'm going to my couch to watch Vanderpump Rules. And then I'm watching Are You the One on Paramount Plus. And I have me some wine. And I have a beer in there too. Anybody just want a beer sometimes? I have a beer and I have my water. And I'm going to go to bed and go to work in the morning. So, hey, if you're thinking about getting down in the dumps or thinking about wanting to reach out to that dude, or if you're on social media looking at everybody be happy on Valentine's Day because their whole house is filled with roses, you better get your butt on TikTok and or YouTube and or Facebook, and you better look at one of my videos and get over yourself and don't be being desperate because I can't. We got to stop. We got to stop being desperate, okay? And that is my rant. That is my TED Talk. I am done. And so I don't want to say her name wrong. Dory Sherry. I took myself out on a date today. All right, girl. I've been doing karaoke in my car while I was doing my ride sharing. That's my side hustle. Karaoke all day. They played the best songs for Valentine's Day today on XM radio. I was like, they are jamming. I was singing. This week has been a very good week to me, and I am grateful. So for everybody that's watching, like Dory, if you need to take yourself out, do it. Go put some makeup on, put your hair up. Do what you need to do for you. Because if you just living for a dude, girl, you're going to be passed away by in the morning. I need for you to start living for yourself and doing for you, okay? We had 2.8 thousand hearts. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Thank you for following, subscribing, and sharing my videos with whoever you like, and then letting them tell friends about me, and then maybe I can help whoever you know, or maybe I can help you as well. We almost at 3,000. We almost at 3,000. Ain't got no music. Can't play no music because they're going to copyright it on. That's why I don't ever have no music playing in the background, because it always goes to YouTube, and y'all not about to copyright me. Oh, I'm getting monetized, baby. So we almost at 3,000. I don't know how many away. We'll keep hitting the heart. It's right there. I like doing that. I like when other people be pointing up and be like, oh, we did it. Jackpot confetti. Guys, I'm silly. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for hearts. Thank you just for being here. So until the next time, y'all have a good time. Okay? Talk to you later. Y'all still hard.